My name is Travis. This is my 600 watt 12 volt heater, typically used for waste vegetable oil heating. This one right here I just insulated, but basically it's a 3-foot section of aluminum tubing wrapped with high resistance coil, and basically there's 3 separate circuits here all wired in, each with their own wire supply so as not to overheat it. And then it's wrapped with insulation and this aluminum tape. Like I said, I know it almost looks like it's wrapped in tin foil, but it's aluminum tape and it's well insulated, so basically it's going to be sort of soft and a little delicate because that's what insulation is all about. Anyway, like I said, each of these circuits has its own wire coming through to my little control box. The 3 200 watt circuits, each with their own switch. 1, 2, 3. So that's full 600 watts. And then basically off, off, off. Now it all goes through relays, so this is all the low amperage power with the lights and the switches, activating the high amperage, basically 20 amps per coil. It's actually quite warm already. And one other feature that I really am happy with, you can't really see it here, but these 2 wires go into a temperature switch. It's a bimetallic temperature switch, which is on the outlet of the tube where the oil would be flowing through. And what that does is basically that shuts it off if it gets too hot. And if you don't have oil flow, it'll overheat quicker. Like right now I can feel that tube's quite hot. It's probably pretty close to shutting off on its own just because there's no flow. But when you have oil flow, it'll keep flowing and it'll make sure you hit the desired temperature. This is set for 140, which is approximately, the oil will be about 160 to 180 when it actually reaches 140 on the outside of the tube. Let's say they come through my control box, which has got relays inside, and then out of here I've got my 12 volt power. I've got 4 separate wires, 1 for each of the circuits and then 1 for the control power, and same with the ground. I got 4 coming out. Right now it's got it hooked up to the car battery. Each one of them is individually fused, 20 amp fuses, and like I say, each of them has their own switch. And actually it's just right there, you see it doesn't work. That's because I hit high temperature limit, which I thought I did because this temperature switch detected the high temperature, which that there is definitely over 140. And the reason why it overheated so quick is because I don't have flow. So it's a safety device that makes sure it shuts it down, doesn't overheat, and makes sure your oil doesn't overheat either. So this unit here is designed for off-grid use. He's going to use it to heat his oil and for his centrifuge, but it could be used for a vehicle. This is overkill for most vehicles. You probably just want 1 200 watt circuit. 600 watts could pull about 50 amps, so you need a pretty heavy duty alternator to feed this thing. But like I said, it's all wrapped in insulation. It's not just tin foil. It comes through control box, individual switches, comes through fused, separate power supply, and all of my units are satisfaction guaranteed. So that's it. That's my 600 watt waste vegetable oil 12 volt heater, and this one here is specifically designed for off-grid use because 12 volts is typically what you have if you're using any sort of wind generation or hydroelectric generation. So that's it. Bye bye.